Every time you land on a plane, you probably look out the window and see some bright lights along the runway. But did you know that a simple row of lights can make the difference between a safe landing and disaster? These are called PAPI lights, and today we'll uncover their story. PAPI stands for Precision Approach Path Indicator. They are a set of usually 4 lights located next to a runway. Their purpose is simple: to tell pilots if they are too high, too low, or perfectly on the right approach path for landing. Each light projects a beam at a slightly different angle. Depending on the aircraft's position, the pilot sees either white or red light. The famous rule goes, white on white, you're too high; red on red, you are dead; red on white, you are right. Before systems like PAPI, pilots had to rely on their eyes, runway perspective, and experience to judge their glide path. At some airports, a predecessor called VASI, Visual Approach Slope Indicator, was used. But PAPI was a big improvement because it's more precise and easier to interpret, especially at night or in poor visibility. Landing is one of the most critical phases of flight. Being too low risks hitting obstacles before the runway. Being too high risks overshooting. PAPI lights give instant feedback so pilots can adjust safely, reducing workload and increasing safety for everyone on board. Like any system, PAPI lights can fail. If the calibration is wrong, pilots may be misled. That's why regular maintenance and flight checks are required. There have been incidents where unavailable or faulty PAPI contributed to unstable approaches or runway overruns, reminders of how vital these simple lights are. One example, in 2005, a plane landing in Norway relied on faulty PAPI lights that were misaligned. The approach was too steep, but the crew managed to recover in time. In other cases, having properly working PAPI helped pilots in emergencies when cockpit instruments failed. Not every runway has PAPI lights. Some smaller airports don't, while others may have different systems. But for most major airports worldwide, PAPIs are standard and an essential backup to the aircraft's navigation systems. If PAPI lights fail or aren't available, pilots rely on their cockpit instruments like the ILS, Instrument Landing System, or GPS-based approaches. PAPI is helpful, but not the only safety net. Aviation is always about redundancy. As a passenger, next time you land, look out the window for the PAPI lights. If you see 2 red and 2 white, smile. Your pilot is right on target. PAPI lights may seem simple, but they are one of aviation's unsung heroes. 4 small lights guiding hundreds of tons of metal safely to the ground, proof that sometimes the simplest solutions are the smartest. The sky has never been the limit, just the beginning. Subscribe for more short, beginner-friendly videos about aviation.